I fall. I'm gonna just have to leave it in. Man, I just got out here. The first thing I see when I open my front door is this couple arguing. I open my door, I just hear yelling. I see this girl walking with an attitude and a car door open. From the looks of it, they was arguing and she hopped out. He's over here like, I'm finna come home with you. Would you come on? Ooh-wee. All right, let me show y'all something real quick. So yeah, right here, what this is a church. And right here, this man used to sleep right there, right? He used to sleep right there, and certain windows of my house or whatever, when I get up in the morning, I can see him. It just made me think, because it was times where it was almost like a whole era where I would just be in my head just complaining about everything that's not going right. I mean, it was a lot going on. It still is a lot going on. You got trials, custody cases, and things like that. And just regular life stuff that anybody would complain about. And then I would get up sometimes, before I coming home or getting up in the morning going to work, and I would see this man sleep right there. Days where I would be complaining about things, like just complaining about stuff that don't really matter, or stuff that didn't really go my way. And I could look out the window and see this man sleep in front of a church. I'm like, man, what the hell am I complaining about? So yeah, sometimes you got to change your perspective to appreciate things that you got. I got food, I'm inside my house. I got blankets and things like that. Water. This man is asleep. I don't know where he comes from or where he goes during the day, but at night he comes and he sleeps in front of that church, or he did at least. And some nights it'll be cold. I'm like, ooh, let me just practice gratitude instead of just complaining about. Because it was a lot of things going on, a lot of emotional, just not really emotional situations that would make anybody emotional about whatever. I'll get into that later, but court cases and custody battles and things like that. Regular life issues, but and I start being a little pessimistic and just like, F it, like this ain't going right. Like, why even try it? And just this ain't going my way or how I think it should go. My mental would be focused on the wrong thing. And then I look out the window and I'm like, bruh, shut up. Like, for real, just stop. You really crying. And there's millions of people who would love to have the issues that I have. Just to be able to experience life the way that I do, or live the way that I do, instead of just complaining about what I think is wrong or what should be right or however I think it should go. So you gotta be grateful, appreciative, gratitude, and all that. Like, hey, I got this house. I always have food, no matter how hard times may have been. They look at me all crazy. This nigga, bro, hold on. What's up with it? I'm like, bro, who the fuck? I'm like, bro, I don't feel like fighting right now. Who's trying to hit me?
I'm like, bro, what the fuck is this nigga doing, bro? I was like, I'm finna run this nigga over, bro. My mama, nigga.
I'm like, hold on, they looking at me like I'm crazy.
What's up, bro?
Shit.
What you doing, nigga?
Vlogging.
Yeah, I seen that shit. I seen your video from yesterday. I like how you put me in your shit too, nigga. Yeah.
I was trying to keep names out and positions and all that, but since you just busted up in here, yeah.
Yeah, but I mean, shit, that's some real shit though, bro. You feel me? Everything you saying, you ain't lying about it.
Yeah, I was feeling some type of way.
People like us, you feel me? Just based off of how we look, you know what I'm saying? So they can't receive anything that we saying, you feel me? Just because, like, you know, they take it a certain type of way. It's so aggressive.
Yeah,
you know,
exactly.
It's not. It's just the truth, and you're not willing to listen to that shit. You feel me? In order for you to take a different perspective about somebody that's actually going through it. You know what I'm saying? Like, these kids is going through
They
it.
live in these places, like, it's like
and
them.
they don't know how to respond to it. You know what I'm saying? Like, they're looking for guidance. They're looking for somebody to be like, hey, look, like, I know how it is to have them types of feelings, you feel me? But you reacting off of impulses and feeding into the shit that you see from your peers and shit ain't the way to go.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? All that
exactly.
energy, all that ambition that you got, you can put it in a different direction. You know what I'm saying? But it takes the tools, you feel me, in order for you to get that. And when I was talking to my partner's pops yesterday, I was like, bro, we didn't have the tools. We weren't set up for success. We were set up for failure. You know what I'm saying? And these kids are looking at it that way because they see the school system, you know what I'm saying? The school system has been designed, you feel me, to institutionalize our youth at a young age so that once they do get into the real world, then they're able to push them into the penal system and know that they're going to be able to deal with it. We gotta be pillars in our community first, bro. You know what I'm saying? We gotta lead the way by example. You know, the only
Try
way
to keep them out the prison system and all that.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying?
That's what I was trying to tell them.
It's like you gotta educate them. You feel me? But at the same time, you just planting that seed. You know, just letting them know, like, hey, you know, like, you gotta do your own research. You know what I'm saying? Like, you can't expect that. You feel me? Like, the shit's gonna come to you. You know, from the sources that you have that give themselves the prism or the entity that they're an educational system. It's not educating you on shit. How many people go to college and get a degree and don't
got a
shit
job
with that fucking degree and don't have a job? You feel me? And they
gotta do the same thing. Yep.
Like, you feel me? You just gotta open up your mind to look at the world around you. You feel me? And the way that it's been designed for certain people. You know what I'm saying? It's designed for certain people to be successful, not everybody to be successful. You know what I'm saying? So at the end of the day, you feel me? We gotta just keep on pouring into the youth, bro. The youth of the future, you know what I'm saying? The life in the bloodline, you know what I'm saying, of the generations to come. You feel me? And I seen something the other day online. It said people that are born between 1985 and 1995 are in the perfect place from a historical generational standpoint. You feel me?
Technology?
Because for the generation to come for us, like our parents or our parents' parents, you feel me? We're growing up in a day and age, you feel me, where there was no technology. Everything that they had to do was hard. You know what I'm saying? It was by, you know what I'm saying, your own labor, you feel me? Your own two hands, you feel me? You had to put in that full effort, you know what I'm saying? But people coming from our generation growing up, you feel me, got it from a whole nother side. You got it from that perspective, and you got it from the perspective that we have tools and we have resources as a mean to enable to help us understand how the future is evolving, you feel me? And then you got the kids that are after us that look at life just one certain type of way, you feel me? Because they didn't grow up having to work hard for anything. Everything that they have has been handed to them. So they're just looking at things in a way where they can utilize it to their advantage because of the skills that they have, not because of the skills that they've worked to acquire, you feel me? Everything that we've got, we've had to work to acquire that shit, you feel me? Versus them seeing it as, hey, look, this is what's been given to me, you feel me? This is what I'm gonna utilize, you know what I'm saying? I don't feel like I gotta put in this extra work because there's been more avenues in order for me to just make a quick buck much easier than me have to put in 20 years of labor and break my back in order for me to do it.
To get a little bit of
you know
retirement.
What I'm saying? Exactly. You feel me? So, you know what I'm saying? You see it from multiple perspectives, bro, just based off of the times and the shifts. You know what I'm saying? So when you look at that, you got to think like, okay, like how am I going to be able to connect to this person in order for them to understand? You got to give it to them from both sides of the spectrum. Your kids nowadays, you know what I'm saying? Like they're one-dimensional in the way that they think because that's the way that they've been geared. You know what I'm saying? Because everything that they have, everything that they're getting is from that thing right there. You know what I'm saying? That's it. That's all. It comes through that telephone. You feel me? So the information that's generated 9 times out of 10 is just being generated from word of mouth. You know what I'm saying? It's not actually factually based. It's an opinion based.
And it's quick.
You feel me? And it's quick and it's easy. You know what I'm saying? But how much work do you have to put into actually research what you're learning or what you're hearing to actually be sound and actually be factual? You feel me? It's not just an opinion. Everything that I know is factually based because I've done my research and I've educated myself about the shit that I'm talking about. You feel me? 9 times out of 10, most people think are just their opinion and their thought process is it's an opinion based thought process. It's just something that's been passed down to them from generation to generation. You feel me? They haven't actually researched or questioned what they're being taught.
Yeah.
Why do you think racism still exists? Why? You feel me? The white people that's woke, that really understand what racism is, you feel me? don't move like that. You feel me? They ain't passing on that same, you know what I'm saying, thought process to generation. You know what I'm saying? You just got to think about it, bro. You feel me? Look at the times, bro. You know what I'm saying?
A lot of their facts be wrong anyway.
Exactly. But why are they wrong, and how are we ever even able to know that they're wrong? You feel me?
I only know through technology because I don't get to talk to them.
But as long as you're educated, you feel me, on it, what history says. I don't give a fuck about what your opinion is. What does history say? What's been written? You feel me? Thousands and thousands of years to come. You feel me? All the way up until this point. It's the same shit, bro. You know what I'm saying? But unless you actually like do the time, put in the time and do the research, you feel me? Are you really gonna be able to make like a definitive decision about thinking and feeling a certain type of way? Unless you're like really you know what I'm saying, that the way that you feel is right. You know what I'm saying? Like, I mean, in my way, that might be right, might not be the right way to you. You feel me? It could be something completely different. You know what I'm saying? At the end of the day, you know what I'm saying? Like,
which was my point, because I'm like how you related to them and all that. How they saw you as the kid, just a little bit older.
Yeah,
it's the same thing.
Yeah, exactly.
What you saw was wrong was right for me and right for them too.
Right, but exactly. But everything that I saw gave me the perspective that I have now. You feel me? And everything that they're seeing, you feel me? Like, they're having to realize it at a young age. It's just on a different scale, because now it's just right in front of their face. You feel me? And they don't know how to respond to it. You know what I'm saying? Like, at least for us, we had parents, at least in our time, that was actually educating us about the world around us and how it was gonna be. You feel me? You feel me? How many of these kids do you know of parents that are really like successful, bro? You know what I'm saying? They have their own businesses, they're entrepreneurs. You know what I'm saying? Like, some of them are well off. Some of these kids come from good homes, but the majority of them, bro, come from broken homes or single parent homes, bro. You feel me? They come from homes where parents that are drug addicts. Even the white kids, bro. The white kids, Mexican kids, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's all of them, bro. You know what I'm saying? And it's just them being a product of their environment. You know what I'm saying? At the end of the day, bro, if they don't see more people like us, you feel me, within the prisons that they have around them, you know what I'm saying, knowing that they have to be in these places, you feel me, but we have to be willing to take these jobs, you know what I'm saying, and go in these directions and be in these certain places in order for us to help these kids get out of where they're at, you feel me? They're mentally enslaved, you feel me? And in order for you to get out of that, you gotta untrain your thoughts.
And they think we a bunch of dumb niggas. Before I almost got ran over, the point I was trying to make was gratitude. Look it up and make it a lifestyle.